Welcome to Above the Garage. Hi, friends. We are so excited to share with you our recent interview with Peter Friedman, who, of course, plays longtime Logan Roy friend and employee Frank in Succession. Though I first saw him as a priest doomed to walk the earth for eternity in a movie called Seventh Sign, which he also kindly discussed with us. Anyway, we hope you enjoy half as much as we did. He is such a delightful human being.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey,
How are you?
good. So this plumber is doing the building today. I found out 2 hours ago, but I'm sure it's going to be during us.
That is totally fine. I hope he shows up, unlike my dishwasher guy that didn't show up yesterday. But we are so excited to see you. Father Lucci, you played Father Lucci
Father Lucci, wow.
in the flesh. How is eternity treating you?
Father Lucci. That one, they just didn't have the money to do what was necessary
I think it worked.
for the special effects. There's so much good stuff that they cut out. It's too bad.
You haunted my childhood. My uncle has questionable judgment. So I saw it when I was like 7 and I was
That is questionable judgment.
seeing signs of the apocalypse everywhere. Yeah, I can't unsee you breaking that poor old man's neck.
Hugo Stanger, I remember him. Yes,
You seem to have really lightened up over the last 35 years. So congratulations.
about 2,000 years. So yeah, I played.
I'm surprised that this 35 years you would choose to lighten up. Impressive. The last decade or so. Yeah, well, I guess he might be into it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Talking about the movies that you did a while back, I just was reminded, Christmas Evil.
Okay, now you can leave the room.
I don't know that one.
My very first film, and I'm as nervous on the set as I was that day.
Really?
The film process spooks me out. Only when I'm doing a short for college kids or something like that do I feel light and breezy.
Well, you can come do one for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do a weird Christmas marathon every year where we try to watch like 24 hours of deep cut, Christmas stuff. And so we've screened Christmas Evil.
Oh God. Oh, it's terrible. Just terrible.
It's fun. It's fun though. It's good.
How are you all? Are you well?
We are well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm Kate. I live in Philly.
I'm Kimberly. I live in Australia.
Wow. And are you there right now?
I am here right now. I'm in Perth, Australia.
It's always there.
Yes.
That's great.
You should let me go before you every time, Kimberly, because you're always going to win, like being that far away.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
I'm in South Carolina, so.
Hey, that's great.
And I actually just recently found out that J. Smith Cameron, who plays Jerry, of course, is from here.
She's a Southern girl, yeah.
Oh.
That really shocked me. I was like, my little tiny town in the South that she's from.
That's so funny.
From the town itself. Oh my God.
From literally the same town that I was born in, yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Does she have a Southern accent off screen?
No, I should ask her to do one though, because she probably could. Probably got it in her back pocket.
I was just blown away listening to Alexander Skarsgård's real accent on an interview or something like yesterday that you sent me, Violet.
Mhm.
Like I love his accent in the show, and I was like, I wonder if that's what he actually sounds like, and it is very different.
Does he have a real accent?
It's very different
I haven't heard
because
it.
it almost sounds Southern, like unexpected.
He has the kind of, because he's from like Stockholm, right? Didn't we figure that out? And so it's like you've got like that kind of a little bit of the Matson thing, but then something else that we couldn't place, and it was very interesting. It was an interesting combination.
Gosh, isn't he good? He's so
He's great.
Yeah.
so blithe and easy, and yet there are so many colors, so many worrisome colors in there. I just love watching him.
Mm-hmm.
I love how different he is too, with like Shiv versus the boys. It's like 2 completely different characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting to watch. You have a big weekend ahead, though. You have 2 series finales, right?
Do I? Well, I've been fired from one, so I guess I consider myself part of it still, but I'm watching Maisel only to see what happens because I am not part of it anymore,
See, I'm like 2 episodes behind and now.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to watch. If you're out, I'm out.
I'm out. I'm gone.
You have big plans for the Succession finale? Do you guys do like a watch or anything?
Not me.
Anyone?
I'm sure the younger people do, but I don't.
I'm very excited to see where it goes. And
Yeah.
I have no idea where it'll go because every week when we guess, we are completely off base.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. I don't even know.
You don't know what's going to happen in the final?
I'm lying. I'm lying.
Okay, you're lying.
It's like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
You just filmed your scenes in a green screen and didn't know.
No, wouldn't that be great if they wrote all these endings and they filmed them and we don't know, but we know.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll surprise you.
Maybe.
They have done a great job of like hiding details of things though, like incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read an interview with Brian that said he actually, of his own accord, went to his own funeral just to help like conceal whose funeral it was by him being there,
Makes sense. Yeah, it's
Mm.
very smart.
which
Yeah.
I think is very dedicated and nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is. It
Was
is.
he inside the church?
You bet he was. Of course he was.
Oh.
That's great.
He wasn't in the coffin, was he?
Pops out.
Hello.
The funeral was amazing though.
Jamie Cromwell.
Ewan's speech,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ewan's speech.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
So gorgeous.
right?
Wonderful.
Jacket was very nice too, but it was an incredible episode. And I appreciate Frank for being appalled at the old guard watching the replay of Roman's breakdown.
Yes.
Oh, poor Roman.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah. That was a little longer, that piece, but they got what they needed. So they just,
Yeah.
it was a quick appall.
Mhm.
I like how Frank was so he was like really nice to Roman. Like he asked how he was going and he's like, don't you call me son, fuck off.
Yeah. To the end. Yes.
Why is it that Roman hates Frank? From the very first episode, he dislikes him. And I'm just like, why?
Yes, evidently
They worked together on something, right?
they were sojourning in LA before the series starts. I was supposed to be mentoring him, and I suppose it went very poorly.
Yeah.
The first episode, I mean, the first scene that was shot, Roman bursts in and he just like fucked up my hair. Like that's the first thing he did when he came in the room.
Oh,
You seem to get on better with Kendall. It's like, I don't know, it almost seems like you're like this possible surrogate dad on the sidelines that they could access if they wanted to.
Yes.
You're like the nicest character on this completely dysfunctional show.
And this is always a question. If we haven't seen him kill anybody, or done anything morally questionable except be with this group of sharks.
Yes.
mhm.
For his entire life.
What's that about?
Why? Yeah.
Why? What's
That's a great point.
don't know.
Maybe he's just very, very good at hiding it, unlike everybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He could be. We'll never know.
But he is the character I would hang out with though, like I think in real life, because I wouldn't be like terrified of you.
Right. He seems to have some sort of societal
A soul.
decorum. Yeah. So
Frank and Carl are like the highlight of the season for us. The whole old guard. Like I look
Wow.
forward to the old guard scenes literally as much as the kid scenes now.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
It's the best season for you guys. I love it.
it's been fun, and David is delightful. He's a natural born storyteller, so he handles his stuff so well. He's a very gregarious guy, and he's lovely in it. He's just terrific.
Had you worked with him before?
No, we've known each other for decades. Naturally, we've been around for the same amount of time, but
Right.
he'd be up for Swedish people and I'd be up for Jewish people, and so we would never find ourselves in the same room auditioning.
Until Norway outside of the sauna. That was
That's right.
Amazing.
Oh man,
The robes.
epic.
It was gonna be. We were supposed to be in the hot tub that was 2 feet away from the chairs.
Oh,
But that never happened.
I think this worked a lot better, especially on the heels of the compression socks. Did you get to take the compression socks home with you?
That was swell. And when we did that,
good.
when we did the compression socks, I never attached it to because Logan died. We're taking this.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't till I saw it. I went, oh, there you
It's
go.
like, it's like
Yeah.
2 days later on the same plane.
Right, but the episodes are so far between, in terms of
Right.
Right.
prepping them and doing them.
Takes you forever to make them.
Yeah.
That's funny too, because it's supposed to take place, I think, over like 10 consecutive days.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But for you guys, I'm sure it's like 6 months or something. So
Yeah,
interesting.
I think it was from June to February.
Yeah, like Shiv gets very pregnant over those 10 days.
And she had her baby a couple of weeks ago, I heard.
Oh,
Oh,
amazing.
that's great.
A little girl. Yeah,
Ah.
lovely, lovely.
That's really, really exciting. I
Yeah.
bet she's going to be a phenomenal mom, unlike Shiv.
That's right.
Oh,
Do you remember the line, "The guff is empty" from Seventh Sign? or
Whoa,
something to
were
that
you?
effect? My brother was saying that about Shiv this morning, so I wanted to reference him.
Oh my God, that's serious.
I'm telling you, it was a very traumatic event in our childhood.
I guess so. So your brother went as well?
My brother. He was like babysitting us. And like anytime I see like the moon tinged in red as a child, I'm like,
Oh man.
the end is coming. The end is here. It's not your fault though.
No.
It's my uncle's fault.
Okay, but Kate, you were telling me something about Seventh Sign has a leap day. There's like a leap day component, right? Like there's a baby being born on leap day or something. Is this right?
Yeah, on February 29th. Yeah.
Okay, so I promise I'm going somewhere with this. So you did
Yeah.
you did some work on the Muppet Show.
This is where you're going?
Yes.
leap
day? Right?
So last night I was watching the clip of you with Gilda Radner
That's the one.
doing Pirates of Penzance.
Yes.
And that has a huge leap day thing. And I literally got married on leap day because of Pirates of Penzance.
Wait, whoa.
Because my family is all like opera singers and stuff. So they were really into like taking me to those shows as a kid.
How did I not know that?
Yeah. And there's a whole leap day
Your
thing.
family's into the opera.
There's a whole like thing about the pirate being born on leap day. Yeah, you're like,
That's right. That's right.
going deep here, but yeah. Yeah, he was born on leap day, so it's a loophole in his contract to where
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, when I saw you singing that, I was like, oh wow, all this comes together.
So wait, so you were married on a leap day?
Yep.
Because
Because of Pirates of Penzance. Because I just
Pirates
love
of
Pirates of
Penzance.
Penzance. Yeah.
wow.
no.
I brought it home.
If I can derail us once more, the only time I've been in Australia, I went to the Sydney Opera House and they were playing Pirates of Penzance, and I left at halftime because I was not into it.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh.
So we're very different on that front.
That maybe this is the wrong moment to bring that up, you know.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That was harsh, Kate.
I'm like leaving the podcast now. I'm done.
I'm done.
I love musicals though, and you were with Ragtime at the very beginning, pre-Broadway.
Yeah, pre-Broadway. There were 3 workshops before they did the first production, and I wasn't in the first one, but I was in the second 2 workshops, and we did in Canada for a year and then New York for a year.
That's amazing.
That was a lot of musical.
I love that musical. Yeah, that's how they work, you know.
I would get up in the morning on a matinee day and make the bed and go, wow, I don't know when I'll see you again. You know,
Oh.
The 2 a day seem impossible to me. I don't know how you
Yeah.
guys do it.
they're a little much, you know,
Yeah.
and as we age, we go, now 8 a week at this point, does that sound like a great idea?
Right.
Yeah.
I would think on matinee days you could take off the evening, right?
Right,
But
like
no,
swap
money,
them.
I guess.
What are you talking about?
I know, it's crazy.
What
Crazy.
are you saying?
So coming back around to the Muppets,
Yeah.
I would love to hear some more about that.
Yes, I was working with an actress. There were actually 2 actresses, Fran Brill and Marilyn Sokol, who worked with the Muppets back when I was like 25 or something like that. And I worked with Marilyn in a little rep company, and she said, you know, Jim is having auditions next week they're trying to build a stable because they had a lot of projects coming up, including a Broadway show that never happened. And they're looking for a group of a stable of people to call upon. They're having a workshop in the evenings for a week to see if there's anybody there to work with, and you should audition. So I called for an audition, and I went in, and there's Jim and Frank and a puppet, and you put the puppet on, and now while Jim sits back, you're improvising with Frank Oz,
Oh wow.
That is amazing.
the best improviser in the world. And at one point, he was going so fast
Terrifying.
that I said, hold it. And I was still trying to, and he said, I'm still holding, you know, that kind of stuff. So I didn't, I got into the workshop and we did it for a week, and then they extended it to do it more, all sort of throughout the summer. And what was crazy was I was taking, at the same time as this Muppet workshop, I was starting an acting class because at 26, I hated my acting. And I found a guy who seemed to have what I need. So I would, during the summer Muppet workshops, we'd meet during the day, and it's all about being snappy and clever, right? Being witty.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, right?
You're good at that.
But the evening, it's about truth. And I got into trouble in the acting class by being clever. And the point was made, don't be clever, be truthful when you're acting. And it was a great lesson.
Interesting.
One of the first, but it was a great class.
Yeah, that's cool. We actually had one of our podcast speakers mentioned in the episode where you and Carl are sitting out with the robes on, that it reminded her of Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
And that just,
I accept that.
I love that.
And I sent that straight to, I saw a picture of that, and I sent it straight to Dave Goles, who plays Gonzo and a bunch of other characters, and he liked it too.
Okay, that's great. So you still have, you still are in touch with a lot of the puppeteers and people that you worked with?
Well, some have passed, but I'm in touch with Dave, and I'm in touch with Frank occasionally. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, love them.
It's really cool. You have a lot of talents in a bunch of different worlds.
Like singing.
We're impressed.
I guess everybody does.
Are you in New York City?
Yeah,
okay.
I am in it.
So do you go to Broadway now?
Yeah, I do.
Did you see the Dollhouse yet?
I did. That would be, I think, the finest thing I've seen.
I can't wait.
Wow.
I gotta go in the next couple of weeks.
It's good.
That's the nice thing about Philly, is you can shoot up to New York in less than 2 hours. So
yeah, that's really worth it.
Good. Very excited. I think it ends the day before the Tonys, maybe.
Oh, does it? And Arian is wonderful.
I can only imagine. I wish, though, that you had found a chance to sing on Succession,
Yay!
the karaoke bar in episode 2. What would Frank's karaoke song be?
No, I'm sorry. I don't even consider it, because
Just no.
It's about the family, and
Aw.
that's what it should be. It did it right.
No, I want to see Frank doing Kendall's rap.
Wasn't that fun? Boy.
His rap was good.
Mm-hmm.
It pissed me off that they would cut away for reaction shots. I wanted to see this guy. He's great.
Yeah. I mean, also people were making fun of him, and that's not reasonable because it was really good. I was impressed.
Who was making fun of him?
I mean, his siblings were like, "Oh my God, no, stop this."
Oh,
They're typical.
Oh, acting making fun.
Oh yeah. No one would dare in reality. It's too good.
No, he as he said, the 8th time through, he said, every time 115% to the crowd there in Dundee. It was great. And he means it,
Do you have a bird, Peter?
I do have a bad. I have a bad.
A bird.
She also has I can't say it like you guys, but
I also have a bird.
What kind of bad do you have?
I have a cockatiel.
Oh, this is a Jardine parrot. So they're about the same size.
Oh, what's the name of parrot?
Parrot is called Midnight or Middy.
Oh, that's a good name.
Aw,
I like that name.
If you're green, you'd call it Midnight. What are you talking about? Why was that a good name?
It's just a cool name.
It's a cool name, yeah.
Well, why did you name it Midnight then, Peter?
Yeah.
Well, the daughter who is texting
Yeah.
named it that when she was
She named it Midnight.
6 or something.
Oh, how old is the bird?
Bird is 23.
Oh,
wow.
wow, that's amazing. How long do they live for?
I think till 35. I think.
That's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, mine's only 3, so it's got a long way to go.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's only a baby compared to your baby.
Yes, a mere baby.
Her bird doesn't like her.
No, not that much.
Does your bird like you?
I think so. I think she depends upon me and
Aw.
likes me for that. And she doesn't speak, but we do communicate on a few things like bedtime and
Oh,
meals and stuff.
Right.
that's cute. I've got a question for you about the season 4, episode 1, where Logan asks some people to roast him.
Oh yeah.
And Frank's was so he was holding back so much there, I reckon. What do you think, if Frank didn't hold back, what do you think he would say to roast Logan?
Isn't that interesting that it read to you as holding back. I just thought, yeah, I thought he was just inept at telling jokes and being put on the spot. I didn't think he was holding back. I just think he was.
Oh, that's interesting.
Don't ask me, boss. But it didn't read that way.
He is funny though.
Yeah,
I feel like you underestimate his humor. Your humor.
Yeah.
Is it maybe like a confidence thing? Like he doesn't feel the confidence to say something, but like he can be sarcastic and funny.
Well, I suppose. All right, I suppose Kimberly is right in some way that yes, he doesn't want to. He will never say
What he really thinks.
But I still don't think he could have put it into a joke form so that it would be roastable.
He's funny in other ways.
Like on the spot like that.
Right.
It would be nasty. It would be truthful and unpleasant as opposed to.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, let me tell you what the line they gave Carl that I think was cut. Tell me if you remember hearing this. So, Carl, why are you so fat? Logan says. And Carl says, because every time I fuck your wife, she gives me a cookie.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was not in there.
No,
but
It definitely wasn't in there.
That's so good. It's so good. They're so good at that, those guys.
Oh, why did they cut that?
I don't know.
Was that improv or was that in the script?
No, that's Jesse and the gang. That's the writers all the way. Beautiful.
That's so funny.
Tight, terse, with the word cookie. It's great.
I mean, the writing is so phenomenal. I mean, it's so far superior to basically any other show on television. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just not what you expect most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
What the tropes aren't followed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creative phrasing and creative cursing and it's great.
Yeah, name calling.
Yeah. Frank did crack me up though when he said, I think it was episode 8, when the election night, when he said Connor was running for president.
It was so quick. I was hoping that you caught it.
It
was almost impossible to catch. But yeah, we were all hanging in that room.
Yeah.
I think it was the last shot before Christmas, and we were given different lines to throw in, and some people ad-libbed and stuff. It was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish we got to see more of them in that room. I think Hugo had a great line as well about dick flopping.
Flop his dick out or something
Flop
about
his
the
dick out.
the guy that was boring on the TV.
Yeah.
That's right.
I also remember laughing when Frank laughs in episode 4 after Greg is like, the addendum, and he's like, I think maybe that means that I'm second in line to Kindle, and you just laugh.
That's right. Nice try, kid.
Nice try.
Oh, that was so funny.
It's so depressing and yet so funny. You did great job.
I was getting a lot of questions from people on the street. So which is it? Is Kendall's name underlined or crossed out? And I went, it's a prop. It's supposed to be ambiguous. What do you want from me?
It was perfectly ambiguous. Like it was everything about it. It was like there's literally no way to know.
Yeah.
And it's such a smart, there's another piece of writing like nobody else would think of, and it's so perfectly Succession and Logan Roy, I loved it. And in that scene though, actually, I had a question for you. Who is the little princess you're referencing? Is that Jerry? Carl's like, we're not going to let the little princess fuck us over, or something to that effect.
I remember. I guess I thought it was Shiv, but I'd have to look at it again. I'm sorry. I don't have a real good answer.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. I can go on not knowing this for the rest of my life and I'll be all right. But I thought I'd ask.
Good, because that's what's going to happen.
I love how like you and Frank and Carl and Jerry have kind of become this little like comedy team now together. Was that like always the plan for them to kind of be a little cluster, or did that just sort of naturally happen as the show progressed?
I'm sure it's the second. I think it's what naturally happens to the writers when they see what people are doing.
Yeah.
And what their attitudes are. I think they're very fluid that way.
I did read that Jerry and Roman's whatever that might be was yes, that came about like from the actors, and then they wrote it in.
Like a natural chemistry.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? That's wonderful that happened. We all Carl and I both wish we had some sort of extra plot like that would have been fun, but
Yeah.
we're too stupid, we didn't think of it.
Oh,
I'm rooting for the spinoff, the Old Guard spinoff.
Yeah.
I don't think so,
You wouldn't do it
I want Carl and Frank rooming together. That's what I want. Just like
Yeah.
at Living Plus.
living plus.
That's right.
I think you should totally have a Living Plus spin-off with Frank, Carl. I don't know if Jerry would move in,
No.
but I feel like Frank and Carl might. Do you think Frank and Carl would move in to Living Plus?
Together?
Yeah, in a little fraternity house.
I don't know.
No way.
I don't think
Logan wouldn't go near Living Plus. Nobody would go near Living Plus.
I think Frank, suffers Carl.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great phrasing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go in on the rent with him though.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm curious about is like the prequel, where like
Wow.
decades ago, were they going head to head, like fighting each other and battling for Logan's attention pre the kid generation?
Wow.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And now they've settled into their comedy routine.
I haven't thought of that idea at all. No, I haven't considered that. The kids, the kids in the company.
Do you build a backstory for him in your head since it's not provided?
I just use what's there. Naturally, the first episode, I was a CFO until the end of the first episode.
Oh, so briefly, yes.
All the research I did about CFOs was over at the end of the first episode, and I've been floating ever since. I don't know what the hell I am or have been,
Tell your agent to seek another CFO role. You're ready.
No, I don't want that.
You want to move out of business?
I'm going to try to avoid ties if I can.
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
Uh-oh, here are the plumbers. Can you give me 4 seconds here?
Oh yes. Yes.
Take your time,
Yes,
sir.
absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thanks very much.
I had a moment when I walked in. I was like,
I'm sorry. I wish I could
or-
have given you the moment.
No. Please, no. I had no expectation of that. It was just on my end. I'm like, am I dreaming at the moment, or is this actually happening? I was
Aw.
like, am I on the show? Did this just? How did I get into it?
Fuck off. Now get out of here. Thank you.
Phenomenal performance.
Thanks, man.
I gotta say, from the season, favorite moment, funniest moment, when your character Frank, Carl, and Tom and Jerry and all them go in the kitchen, and Tom tries to pitch himself as like, oh, well, maybe I could take the lead, and Carl just shuts him
Down.
Yeah,
It's good.
highlight moments.
Good.
Anyways,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
Take it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, that was delightful and might have to stay in.
That was so good. Look.
We have a guest on the podcast.
Yes, we have a guest.
Does that happen to you all the time?
Oh, yeah. Plumbers coming in here all the time. What are you talking about? Does it happen to you?
Fans on the street.
Oh, once in a while, especially if I'm walking in, the NYU or Columbia area,
Yeah.
could happen.
College.
And he seems about that age.
Oh, that was really cute.
Aw.
Yeah.
I have to give him $20. 1 second.
That was a ridiculous question to ask a normal person, though. What did he say? Like, tell me about your heating gradient?
Yeah, I was like, no
What
clue.
does that mean?
Gradient as in, what's a gradient?
Yeah.
Well, he knows. That's
We were all like rapt attention we were like, what is it? We don't know.
Little gradient.
Well, I'm glad it recorded well.
Yes.
I was afraid that it was muffled.
It did. That's going to be the highlight of the podcast. That bit, we're going to keep that in. That's it.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah. I'm going to piggyback off his little comment about his favorite scene, though. I was wondering, do you have a favorite scene that you filmed throughout the whole entire show? Or you could even just do this season if you like.
I guess there was one scene that I remember that I feel like I learned something as an actor, that you're constantly learning the same thing over and over. It's that you work on a line, you think about it, hark, I hear the drums, calling, or hark, I hear the drums going, or hark, that kind of actor stupid thing, and then you get to the actual place. And in this case, it was coming back from Croatia back to the States, and our planes were meeting
Oh, yeah.
somewhere. I forget where. 2 planes carrying the team back. And I was on the plane with Logan and Carl and Jerry. And Kieran and the kids were all meeting. We get off our planes or our copters or whatever. And we're meeting on this airstrip. And the line I had was, when Kieran asks, or somebody asks, so what happened on your plane? I went, I got fired, he got fired, she got promoted, I got rehired, she got demoted, right? And so I'm thinking, for weeks, what's the way to do this? We get there, there's the diesel smell from whatever, there's the of the copters or the engines of the plane, there's a fierce hot wind blowing. Peter is going deaf, so I'm trying to hear what these other 4, 5, 6 people are saying, and so I'm going with my ears sticking, in there. I'm going, I got fired, he got fired, she got promoted, I got rehired, she got demoted, right? It was just like thrown, and it was the first episode was shown at in a theater at the Museum of Natural History, big send off for the third season after pandemic,
Yeah.
and there was a big audience, and it got a huge laugh. I went, you got to let it go. You just, what happens is part of what's going on. And it was great. I learned to let it go,
Yeah. It must be nice to see the screenings where you get to actually, like, I went to one for Handmaids last year, and you get to actually really experience the reactions of the audience. I think it would make a big,
it's remarkable.
Be very rewarding.
Yeah.
That's right. In this case, I think in our show's case, I think some laughs might cover the dialogue that soon follows.
It is very quick.
So it's made for television. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to watch it with captions,
subtitles, so we can catch all the jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things you miss, and you go back and you're like, wait, he said that? Like,
Yes. Yeah, I had to go. I don't use subtitles when I can. And I had to go back a couple of times in this one, so I didn't miss anything. I just replayed and with the subtitles, so I got the words.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true. You don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah.
On episode 3, when you're on the plane.
Yeah.
When Logan's death.
Oh, how can I forget? Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading, you did an AV Club article, and I was reading that, and I was trying to figure out, like, were you on the yacht for the filming when they were filming on the yacht?
Yeah, they had a little sectioned off area for us, for Dave and me, and I think Matthew McFadden was online from London. And we had a tech person and a phone person, and we had screens around us, and the party was happening over there and up there and on another floor, so that we could have live phone calls. And I believe that happened the same with the plane fuselage, which is in the studio at Kaufman Astoria, and the siblings were brought to the dressing rooms and I don't know where they were sequestered, but they were on premises.
They're on the premises while they're having the call with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're there, yeah.
Because the yacht was filmed in like a big continuous shot, right? They tried to film it all in one. Among
other, they would they would do regular stuff, and then they said, why don't we do this? And they did about twice or 3 times, a full thing with changing film in the middle, with other cameras.
Crazy.
That was amazing.
Here's what I saw when I was there. They'd have. I'm trying to think of why I left the phone place to go to where the filming was down the other end of the boat. Maybe there was no phoning going on at that time, but what you don't see, what the audience doesn't see, but are responding to all the time, is our cameraman Gregor, who is, does yoga and stretches before every day, and he's carrying this heavy camera, and it's all handheld. And he is, I'm telling you, I was watching him. These 3 siblings were doing their thing in that window area part of the boat, and he is acting. He is acting with them. He is in there and out there, and he feels what's going to happen, what's important. This guy is amazing.
That's incredible. What a skill. I was going to say, before you said that, even, that I would kill to see like the filming of that scene.
Yes.
That's right.
Filming the cameraman.
Definitely.
Yeah, very special.
Because it is incredible. But yeah, that episode was It was so shocking. They succeeded. We were taking notes for the podcast, and I get so distracted that like I completely forgot to take notes because it's just like, holy shit, what just happened? And my husband got up to take the kids to breakfast. And I was like, no, you have to come watch now before it gets spoiled for you.
Before you enter the world. Yes.
Yeah. Literally, like, don't enter the world until we're all on the same page about this.
Yeah.
I almost thought it was a joke, like until like maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the episode ended. I was like, wait, no, right? Like he's not dead. And then
I thought it was a joke until Frank and Carl like joined in and said like, we're being serious. And then I was like, oh shit, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank wouldn't do that. Carl would.
Yeah.
I mean, the viewer feels exactly the way the kids do, because we're just like, we don't believe it until it's like, no, for real, it's real.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
what, 3 episodes later, there's Brian opening up in the cold open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing that living, what turned out to be the Living Plus stuff. So
that was nice. We were all sad. Cool. We were like, oh, we're not going to see him anymore. And then he popped back up, and that was nice.
I know.
Well, it was really sad too, though, in the last episode when Shiv approaches you. One last try at making her dad a better person than he was.
I don't know that we succeeded.
No, maybe not.
I mean, you couldn't be honest, and
you tried.
Right. What you see is what you got.
You called him a good egg.
Good egg.
So, that's as good as you can get.
Salty dog?
Oh, yeah.
You followed Salty Dog with a good egg. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a dinner.
It's my brunch order.
But also, like, the Kindle call in episode 3, like, he couldn't even believe it until you told him. You know, he needed to hear it from Frank. And
yes, I'm glad.
I think that was a phenomenal minute of television also.
Yeah,
it was nice. It was nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel warmly towards Jeremy, and I'm always happy to be doing stuff with him. And it's pretty rare. And the first season it wasn't so rare, but after that it got rare. And so every time I've got stuff with him, a phone call or we had that scene in the courtroom at the election eve party. Just glad to be spending time with the guy because I like him.
Yeah.
Well,
we did a play together several years ago, and he's a sweet guy.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I would think when a show like this ends that it would be really hard for you guys after 4 years of being something like a family together, and then it's just over, and it's like very sudden.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel, or are you ready to move on?
Oh no, we all are cool, but yes, it's over, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Good.
Aww.
Healthy attitudes are.
Yes, great attitude.
It was the best of the best, and now we look for something that won't be as good, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's always nice when a show ends on like a high, you know, like don't drag it on until it's
look what they did. Yeah.
Gone on for too long. So yeah,
they did it.
Perfect timing, even though it's bittersweet.
Hard call to make too.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed. Okay, so we have 3 other like rotating panelists that wanted to ask you a question, if that's okay.
Of course it's okay. You bet.
Oh, you're so nice. This is so enjoyable.
Any questions about plumbing or heat gradient? I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
The second half of this Q&A will be all about plumbing.
All right, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello. Hi, Peter. So nice to have an opportunity to talk to you today. This is so exciting.
Oh, and where are you speaking from?
I'm in New Mexico.
All right.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Great.
So my question for you, you have such a vast and accomplished career.
Wow.
And I'm just curious because we hear things as fans about how Succession is not just a high quality show, top-notch quality, but like that the filming on set is very unique and how it's in some cases very fluid in the way some scenes are shot. And another layer to this is just how amazing the writing is. So I guess my curiosity is, how has working on Succession compared to other jobs you've had in your career?
So understanding that I'm on the corner of this tapestry that is the show, so I'm not there every day, but my experience is that it's similar. I do see them put what looks like impossible pieces of a party scene, for instance, this conversation over here, this conversation over here. How are they going to, I see them put that together in one shot. I don't know, how they keep out of each other's way. I'm amazed by that, but I see that other places as well. But they do use maybe they use more cameras sometimes to be able to accomplish that. Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe I'm not the right guy to ask.
No, I mean, that's your honest answer. That's awesome. So thank you.
Sure.
Now we have Raquel.
Hey, Raquel.
Hi, Peter. Thank you so much for spending the time chatting with us.
Where are you? Where are you living?
I'm from Spain, but I'm in England.
Wow.
So my questions are about Frank, your character being fired pretty much straight away in the show. It's like the first introduction to the character that we get.
Straight away. Yes.
Obviously, probably was the first introduction to the character that you got as well in the first script. So did you have the feeling that you were going to be maybe like a cameo character, or do you know already that it was going to be that important of a character?
For the pilot, I was hired as recurring. I was not a regular at the pilot. When it was picked up for HBO, they made me a regular. So I thought, oh, good.
Good.
Frank's fired, but he knows where the bodies are buried. So good. But that's not the kind of thing these guys are writing. It's not the stuff we're used to,
Yeah. Totally different. I wonder how many times in his lifetime Frank has been fired.
Yeah, exactly. We can assume from the past 3 years that it happens 3 times a year,
Yeah.
And there he is, still there.
I think it was in do you remember the episode where of course you remember the episode, but
Am I not? No.
oh, maybe I think it was season 3 where they're at the shareholders big like conference thing, and Logan is a bit batty because he has a UTI, and Frank's on stage where he has to just keep talking and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking.
Yes.
There was a little moment that made me like go, oh, like when Logan was still out of it, he says, "Who's being mean to Frank? Only I can be mean to Frank."
That's right. That's right. I missed all those hijinks. I was on stage, but yes, they had a great time.
Yeah.
In the other room doing that.
I hate how everyone was just passing it off to you like, no, I'm out of here. Keep going.
That's right. Yeah, is it Kieran who says he we better hurry. He thinks he'll be saying he's Barbara Streisand at a moment or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That reminds me of Kendall on this last episode when he was like telling Minkin to take it easy on Roman, and then he's brutal to Roman thereafter.
Interesting.
The nobody else can be mean to you thing.
Yeah.
That was difficult to watch.
Yeah.
Do you have any opinion on why Logan fired Frank?
That first episode?
That first scene, yeah. Do you think it was a genuine wanting Roman to be CFO, or do you think it was more?
Oh no, he was assuaging,
Yeah, it was...
evidently Roman wanted to be the guy, and so it was nothing for Logan to say, and I don't know why.
After 30 years.
I don't know why both Logan and I didn't go, we know this is not for real, right?
Right.
No,
yeah.
I remember taking it seriously, and everybody else did. But I feel like with the history that we've seen and with the history we can infer, it must happen all the time. And why didn't we go,
yeah,
your boss?
Okay, right.
But I didn't. I wasn't that smart.
I kind of wondered too if like Logan doing that in that episode right before he has the stroke, and then later he's firing Jerry as he's getting on the plane right before he dies.
In this season.
So we were discussing like it's kind of interesting that it seems like he's doing these sort of making these insane decisions and right before a big event, a big health event like that happens, almost like it's an omen or something that it's coming.
It does. That's very good. Yeah, I see that.
How long do you think that the 4 seasons have taken in real time? Well, in Showtime.
Wow.
I've read the theory that it is over a year, which seems insane to have had all of this happen. And I understand how Logan would die from that.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I have really not thought of that.
Yeah.
Kate, I'm sorry, I haven't considered that.
Again, it's quite all right. All right, Megan. Hello, Megan.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, and where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Yes.
Yay!
Wow.
Big Minnesota fan.
Yay! Who isn't, right? We have. I love it.
I've been there. It's nice. I like it there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Underestimated too. I mean, we see how
Is
Tom,
it?
poor Tom gets
Oh, because of Tom.
terribly from being from
Yes, we don't have to talk about that.
Tom from Hockey Town. Yeah.
That's right.
My question to you is, how close to filming did you find out Logan was going to get the axe?
We had we started shooting in June, and we had a Zoom call. It was done because there's so many people. It done in two swipes, two groups of people, way before, where Jesse was saying, "Here's the deal, shut up."
Wow.
And we were like, "What?"
Oh my gosh.
We couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it.
You were as shocked as we were, or more so.
So you had to sit on that, it was just like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh, wow.
Oh yeah, to nobody.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
was only in when I was in Norway and I brought my wife with me and I was filming something at the tram. Is that what's called it?
Oh, the cable car.
Yeah.
Cable car, yeah. And Juliana, who plays Jess, said something funny, and that evening I was repeating it to my wife. This funny thing happened, and this is what she said. And my wife said, "Is Logan dead?"
Oops.
I blew it. I had one thing to do.
I totally would blow it too. I am shocked that you were able to even keep it like that. And then my other part of the question was, how was it like filming that scene on the plane?
It was good because it's tight.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of filmmakers on board.
Yeah.
It's a crowded situation. It's pressurized, and Matthew was wonderful. But you're stepping over a body.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get to the cockpit, and it felt pressurized.
I'm sure.
Was it an actor or a body like prop?
It was an actor. Oh, it was an actor.
It
Yes.
was an actor.
Ah, okay.
Laying there all day, probably.
I think
That's interesting.
maybe for some of the far stuff, they might have had a CPR rubber thing there.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So because they had to keep doing that pressing thing.
That would be so hard too, even for the actor. I was thinking about it
That's
for
right.
the flight attendant in the show, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that an actor is actually doing this for presumably all day or however long you're filming.
That's right.
That
Wow.
would be really difficult.
Yeah. But he was swell, and it all worked out fine.
Oh, good. Well, thank you.
Sure.
Speaking about Norway, do you have a favorite location that you guys have filmed in? Because you've
Ooh.
filmed in a lot of exotic locations, like really interesting places.
Yeah. But here's something. So we're about to go to Dubrovnik, and I was at a doctor, and I said, so the show is going to shoot in a foreign country, trying to be cagey because they'd like us not to tell. And he said, "Oh, Dubrovnik." I went, "What the? Well, how would you know that?"
How did he know that?
And he did, just because Game of Thrones, everybody goes there.
Oh, okay. Right.
Right on. He was right. But I think, Tuscany was pretty swell.
Yeah.
And then we were all taken to, there was some shooting for Matsson's villa on Lake Como. We were all shuttled to Lake Como.
Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing.
Wow.
Even though none of us were in it, And I was in this gorgeous hotel, this wonderful setting, for 4 days free. I mean, it was
That's amazing.
crazy.
That's really cool that they took everyone though. That's really nice.
I'm telling you, they really treated us right.
Wow.
Nice.
It was wonderful. Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
What's on the horizon for you, Peter? Have you got anything in the works?
I don't. I was supposed to be in rehearsal for a version of Three Sisters by one of my favorite directors, Sam Gold, but they canceled it because of scheduling problems with all sorts of people who were involved.
Oh, yeah.
It made me sad,
Yeah, that's too bad.
I don't think I've ever had that before, but
I don't want to end on a sad note.
I imagine with the writer's strike,
Yeah, that too.
it's going to mess everybody up.
oh, I'll say, and the actor strike is sort of on the back burner at the moment.
Okay.
Right. Did they vote on that already? Did I see?
They are voting on it by mail and online right now, I think.
Okay. No TV coming for quite a while, huh? It's
Well, in a
unfortunate.
couple of years, it might be weird.
Yeah.
You might get everything. Everything will just be like bombarded.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for giving us so much time. We really, really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Just great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
This was lovely.
I really want to see a picture of your bed, but you don't have social media, so.
I don't have social media.
No, I know. It's upsetting.
Oh, you want to see a picture of my? Oh, I see. And you know what? When she was a teenager, she had some hormonal problems, and she plucked herself clean.
Oh, poor baby. Oh,
She's got her head,
yeah.
she's got her wings, and she's got her tail.
Oh, but that would still be cute, though.
Oh yeah, you take a quick look and go, oh, pretty, and then you go, what the hell is going on with that bird?
Oh, no.
Very trendy look.
We love her. Tell her
They love you.
that we love. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well,
you guys.
have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you and all your friends.
So nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.